How about saving some money? Ather Rizta versus Ampere Nexus. For rides inside a city and town, all through the year, 350 days, your daily commute won't go beyond 60 kilometers. To be honest, both these scooters are really good, but which one is the most practical and most value for money? In terms of range, with Ampere Nexus, with a pillion in our range test, when we drove from 100% of charge till 5% of charge, we got a range of 80 kilometers. Throughout the ride, we drove in all three driving modes, Eco, City and Power mode, in which we cruised in top speed for few kilometers as well. And we have also met people who have got a range of 105 kilometers from same Ampere Nexus. If you own a Nexus, please tell us in the comments below the range that you got. Talking about Rizta, for Rizta S and Rizta Z 2.9 kWh, both the scooters have same battery pack, and both of the scooters in Smart Eco mode will offer a range between 85 and 90 km. Rizta Z 3.4 kWh will give a range of 110 km in Smart Eco mode. Now, purely from the range perspective, all these scooters are really good for city use. In our community poll, we got to know that the daily commutes for 80% of the people is less than 60 km. In fact, if you observe closely, more than 50% of people have daily commutes less than 30 km. So in terms of range, choose any of the scooters and you will absolutely have a happy ride. There are features which are very unique and which are very specific to these scooters. Let's start with Rizta. Accelerator calibration. What a calibration, man. Really well calibrated accelerator. The scooter is very broad and long, but just with this accelerator calibration, you will have very good control on the scooter and you will have very agile ride very quickly. Just starting the scooter, the first half an hour you will enjoy the ride. Next, coasting regeneration. As soon as you release the accelerator, the scooter will start to regenerate. And as the charge drops below 80%, the regeneration strength will become stronger and stronger. In fact, the good part is you can turn off this coasting regeneration if you don't want it. But for Rizta, the rear drum brakes are quite weak. So you want to have the coasting regeneration turned on because it will add for the extra stopping force of the scooter. Along with this, you will have manual regeneration also. You have to just twist your accelerator to the other side. And the moment you do it, you will feel the scooter slowing down. That is manual regeneration. To be extremely honest, you will hardly regenerate few meters for once. But if you do it repeatedly throughout the day, you can add 1 to 2 kilometers of range. For example, in our Ather 450X 2.9 kWh version in our hill climb test, right from top of the hill to bottom for a stretch of 7.5 kilometers without coasting regeneration, with just manual regeneration, we added a range of 2 kilometers. Next, boot space. 34 liters of boot space. Very huge boot. You can easily fit in raincoat, a full size helmet, portable charger and water bottles. Very huge boot space. But on a practical day, will you need any boot space beyond 24 liters? Please do let us know in the comments below. Next, fast charges. If you are low on charge, you can just quickly charge your scooter with the Ather fast charging network, where within 45 minutes to 1 hour you can charge till 80%. But for every minute you will have to pay 1 rupee plus GST. But for you to access these fast chargers, you will need to have Pro Pack with the scooter. I'll talk about the Pro Pack in detail in few minutes in the same video. With this fast charger, there is one more problem also. Whenever you are low on charge and whenever you want to charge in these fast chargers, you will need to find charger vacant, because Ather in many of the places have just installed one fast charger, which means on a busy day, in a busy road, you will find at least 2 to 3 people waiting for these fast chargers, which will add a lot of waiting time for you. Next, dashboard. Very simple to use, very simple interface. With Rizta, yes, you get speedometer, range estimate, turn by turn navigation. You can turn on and off your coasting regeneration. Simple. For Rizta Z, along with all these features of Rizta, yes, you can also have the Google Map navigation on your dashboard, and you can save documents, and you can turn on and off the magic twist on your Rizta Z models. In both of these versions, Rizta S and Rizta Z, you will have Bluetooth features like attending the calls, like switching between the songs and all. In Rizta Z models, after the Ather Stack 6 update, you can have WhatsApp notifications also, and you can send instant reply messages for the calls if you want to cut the call, and you can share the live location of your scooter in case of emergencies. But both Rizta Z and Rizta S models have no touchscreen dashboard. You will have to control this dashboard only through the joystick. After a point, you will realize that more than the joystick, it's much easier to control the dashboard through a smartphone app. Next, Ather app. Through the app, you can check the live charge status of the scooter, you can check the live status of the scooter, you can send navigation to your scooter dashboard, and you can upload documents. Next, safety features. You get auto hold. When we tried the auto hold in Ather Apex, the scooter held in the position with a single rider for 12.5 minutes. For Rizta, even if it can hold for 3-4 minutes, it is a great feature. Next, emergency braking indicator. If you had to brake your scooter suddenly in the middle of the road, the indicator lights will indicate the vehicles behind that it is an emergency braking. Next, fall safe. By any chance the scooter falls, the motor will cut off, making sure it doesn't cause any other casualty. Next, you can share live location to your emergency contacts, and skid control, which will help your scooter not to skid on any of the bad roads. Now, all these features must have felt really amazing, but this comes with one frustrating and irritating thing: the Pro Pack. The price of the scooter is different, and the price of all these features is different, and you won't have these features for lifelong as well. In fact, as simple as Smart Eco mode won't function without this Pro Pack. I'll explain. For Rizta, yes, ex-showroom price is 1.09 lakh. Rizta Z 2.9 kWh comes at 1.26 lakh of ex-showroom price. Rizta Z 3.4 kWh comes at 1.46 lakh of ex-showroom price. At this price, all you get is one driving mode, 34 liters of boot space, brakes, a portable charger, that's it. To get features like Magic Twist, Auto Hold, Dashboard, Smartphone app, access to fast chargers and Smart Eco mode, you will have to pay extra. For Rizta, yes, you will have to pay 13,000. Rizta Z 2.9 kWh, you will have to pay 15,000. Rizta Z 3.4 kWh, you will have to pay 20,000 extra to get access to all these features. Along with this Pro Pack, you will get access to dashboard and smartphone app also, but that is valid only for 3 years. After 3 years, you will have to pay extra in terms of subscription to get access to dashboard and smartphone app. Alright, now let's see the unique and best features of Ampere Nexus. First, the performance. You get 3 driving modes: Eco, City and Power mode. Top speed in Power mode is 93 kmph. In all these 3 driving modes, you have very soft and smooth acceleration. At any point, you won't feel any jerk in the acceleration. In fact, in our community poll, out of 650 people, 63% of them voted saying that they want an acceleration which is not jerky and which is smooth and comfortable. And this scooter offers you just that. For Rizta, you have only 2 driving modes: Smart Eco and Zip mode if you had purchased Pro Pack. And there is a problem with this Smart Eco mode. In this driving mode, you can go up to the top speed of the scooter, which is 80 kmph. But if you do that, for the next few kilometers, you won't have the power available and you can't accelerate beyond 25-30 kmph, which means after a point you'll get irritated and you will start riding in the Zip mode where you have complete control on the power and acceleration of the scooter. But in Zip mode, you will have very less range in the scooter and hence you will have to consciously control the acceleration. You will have to consciously put efforts to regulate the accelerator, the power of the scooter to get more range. And as per the community poll, most of the people have voted to have 3 driving modes, and I completely get it. In Nexus, you will have 3 driving modes which is customized for different riding conditions. For example, if you're driving in a bumper to bumper traffic, Eco mode is best. Very smooth and soft acceleration. 45-40 kmph is top speed and you will have very effortless riding. If the roads are slightly free and you want to accelerate to some speed, then the City mode is best. 69 kmph is top speed. You will have smoother acceleration but stronger acceleration. And if the roads are empty and you want to have the top speed at adrenaline rush, you have the Power mode anyway, in which you can go up to 93 kmph. And if you do that, you will appreciate one thing: accelerator calibration, very well calibrated. Especially in traffic jam, you'll enjoy the feel of it. You won't have any pressure on your hand, on your wrist. You'll have very relaxed but very controlled acceleration. Next, brakes. Very strong, very powerful braking. Front disc brake and rear drum brake. This scooter has very minimal coasting regeneration, but you will hardly feel it because the brakes are so strong. Even if you are riding in your top speed in Power mode, if you are cruising in the top speed of 85 and 90 kmph, you will still have very shorter braking distance, very controlled, stronger braking. Now in Rizta also, you have front disc brake and rear drum brake, but the brakes are not very strong. If you are cruising in your top speed in Rizta, you will have very longer braking distance, which means after a point you won't have a confident braking and you will prefer to ride in a much lesser speed. Now with these brakes, you get a knob for auto hold, physical knob, very simple to use and it works. Next, coasting regeneration. It is not very strong. In fact, you hardly feel the coasting regeneration in this scooter. That is a good thing because in Rizta, you need to have 2 driving mindsets. One, when the charge is full, from 100% of charge till 80% of charge. When the coasting regeneration is very less, you will have to remember consciously that you have to trust on the brakes. And the moment the charge starts to fall from 80% to 0%, the coasting regeneration will grow stronger and you will have to manage between the coasting regeneration and brakes to not have a jerky ride. But for Nexus, it is very simple. If you want to ride, accelerate. If you want to brake, hit the brakes. Simple. Now with this smooth acceleration, very well calibrated accelerator and the stronger brakes, you get very agile ride on the roads. As soon as you start riding the scooter, within 15-20 minutes, you will have a fun of riding the scooter. Especially for traffic jams, you will have very swift and very good control on the scooter. Next, the dashboard. Very simple to use touchscreen dashboard. It has 3 screens. Home screen shows speedometer, range estimate and the charge left, and one screen shows the Bluetooth features like calls and the music control. Third screen shows the turn button navigation, and it is very simple to use with a very simple interface. You can swap between these dashboard screens through your handle buttons, which are really well built and very responsive. All these features come without any Pro Pack. Next, the charging. This scooter charges from 0 to 80% in 3 hours with a portable charger. If you are going to have a longer ride, if you are going to have a longer day, for a quick charge, For 30 minutes of charging, you can add up to 20 kilometers with this portable charger. Now, all these best and unique features aside, there are common features between these two scooters. First one, build quality. Very solid build quality. Both of these scooters have very good solid build quality. In spite of the bad roads on a highway, in spite of having very headwind, you will have very confident ride even in your top speeds. And next, the charging socket. Very well sealed and well protected charging socket from the bad weather. Very well thought feature. Next, the riding comfort. Both for the rider and for the pillion. Be it bad roads, be it potholes or speed breakers, you will have very comfortable ride. If the roads are great, if it is a city road, you will enjoy the ride in both of the scooters. If you think about it, for your office commute, college commute, groceries purchases and your regular commutes, it is for the first day that you will need navigation. After that, you don't need a navigation. And if you are someone whose daily commute is less than 60 and 70 kilometers, if you are in this 80% of people whose daily commute is less than 60 kilometers, then the very first choice that you make to purchase an electric scooter is to save money. If that is the case, purchasing a scooter like Rizta at a premium price with Pro Pack for the navigation that you hardly use, for the smartphone app that you rarely use, for the fast chargers that you rarely use, instead of paying a premium for the scooter, you can choose a Nexus which is very easy to use, very simple to use, very well calibrated accelerator and have very peaceful ride at a lesser cost. Now, yes, there will be one day in once in 3-4 months where you will have to go for longer ride, where you will have a longer day. For that day, if you consider Rizta, if you consider Rista's fast charger, the place where you go, there, number 1, it has to have a fast charger, number 2, it has to work, and number 3, if it is a busy road, you will have to be prepared for the waiting time because there will be at least 2 or 3 people. If you add the waiting time as well, the 45 minutes of charging time from 0 to 80% in a fast charger for your scooter, plus the waiting time, will easily take to 1.5 to 2 hours of duration just for the scooter to get charged. Now for Nexus, for 3 hours with the portable charger, you can charge till 80%. Now for that one day in 3-4 months, if you can prepare yourself with Bolt, Electric Pay and Charger charging station for 3-pin sockets at an extra price of 1.19 lakh, Ampere Nexus seems a pretty good deal for me. What do you think? Please do let us know in the comments below.